Hi, my name is Russ Clark and welcome to my backyard. Today I'd like to try to get you guys to understand a little bit what, in terms of preparation, what we're going to do to set up or rig a Carolina rig. Alright guys, this is all you need to set up your Carolina rig. You have your tungsten weight. Again, you don't have to use tungsten. You can use brass. Okay? You don't have to use tungsten, but you can use brass. Alright, glass bead. Glass bead. I'm particular fond of the Spro swivels. Okay, so here's your swivel. You don't necessarily have to use a Spro swivel. You can just use a regular barrel swivel. That's up to you guys. Economically, it's probably this is best and this is best in terms of the economic portion of this rig. And then again, your hook, Gamakatsu 3/0 wide gap. So first I start with my leader material, which is basically for me my mainline material. I use Seaguar 15-pound Invisex 100% fluorocarbon. What you may want to use, depending on the structure you're going to fish, is 20 pounds. So a lot of questions will come up and say, well, how long? Why? Is there a certain length? No. The longer the length in terms of 2 foot to 3 foot, I use in the deeper waters, and I'm dragging it on the points, big deep waters, secondary. Let's say we're gonna make one about 24 inches. So I'll take 24. I'll take an estimated 24 inch. Don't use your teeth, guys. Dentists tell you not to. Clip it, and just to kind of keep everything the same on my little storage, when I store the rigs in the boat, I just kind of come down, eyeball it again, and make a cut where all the same. Throw a Gamakatsu 3/0 wide gap. Then what I'll do is I'll use a Spro swivel. Now, a lot of people are going to throw brass and glass. These particular glass beads you don't typically find at your tackle stores. Where I buy my glass beads are in the hobby section of either Michael's or any of the artsy kind of places in town. Hobby Lobby, as an example. Okay. Now you throw brass and glass make a clicking sound. The bead also helps you prevent and protect your knot against your main line and your weight. Okay, for this particular instance, I'm going to show you what I'm going to throw this weekend. And I'm going to throw a tungsten. I'm going to be fishing some grass, and tungsten is very good in grass. It doesn't hang up. Now brass is the same way. Brass is soft, but if brass tends to hang, if you hit some hard structure or hard bottom in terms of rocks, or maybe some hardwood, if you hang it, it'll gall it. It'll actually roll it, just like it will lead. So sometimes it doesn't come through grass as well. A little more expensive, but I like the tungsten in grass. So take my tungsten, I'll take my line, main line, run my weight. To the main line, take my bead, glass bead, thread it on, go ahead and take my leader. This is probably about 20 inches. I'll probably run anywhere from 10 to 18, and I may just leave this one on this weekend, at least when I pre-fish. So hopefully I'll have some good video this weekend for you guys. Same scenario, improved cinch, same knot rather. Come down, give it a pretty good yank, cut your tag. And now basically what you got here, talking about the rod in just a sec. Basically what you have here is your typical Carolina rig setup. Tungsten weight, glass bead, Spro swivel. This particular one's probably about 20 inch, 20 plus with a very sharp hook. and a 3/0 Gamakatsu wide gap. Now with this 3/0 hook, you're able to do a lot of different things. Do not discriminate on the type of bait that you're going to throw with this particular presentation. You can throw super flukes, you can throw flukes, you can throw big lizards. Don't be afraid to throw a big lizard. Don't be afraid to throw a big worm. You can drag a brush hog across it, or a creature bait rather. Another thing that helps me when I'm doing these things is I have no sponsor, so I can talk freely about what I use. 20 years in the oil business. I'm fortunate that I don't need a sponsorship role in a lot of what I do. And I've always wanted to promote and help guys get involved in this sport, because once this is the only sport that doesn't discriminate in age. You can compete as long as you want to compete in this particular sport. It's just like golf to me, in terms I'm not very consistent at golf, and I love to play golf. But fishing's always been a passion of mine. I want to try to pass that passion on, get people involved, help this sport thrive. There's a lot of things that happen in the economy that people just get down on themselves, don't want to spend the money, don't want to get out and really relax, because it does give you peace of mind. Now I do it at a different level. I compete at it, but even for the local or the regional angler, competitive angler, it's a great pastime. It's great for the kids. Then I'm going to show you a little trick. Maybe not so much a trick or new to anyone, but how you can store it where it doesn't get tangled up in the boat, in the rod boxes, in your storage compartments, and you can easily get it to. Alright guys, once you've already had your Carolina rig set up on your rod, you always make you a couple extra ones. And the reason why is when you break one off in that brush or on that log, you're going to be frustrated. And there's nothing worse than being frustrated on the water, or time's running out in the tournament, you got 4 fish in the basket, and you're looking for one more fish, and they've been on the Carolina rig bite, and you don't have anything set up. So if you take a piece of insulation, could be 1 inch, could be 1/2 inch insulation, with a slit in it, just like such, alright, and you can take your leader, your Carolina rig's already set up, slide your swivel down in that little gap, that little cut, a little slit, right, and just wrap. Wrap it around, and you can either insert it. Now this one just comes up, boom, right there. A lot of guys like throwing the Carolina rig on a big rod. Well, I'm no different than the next guy. I particularly are fond of the RPM 7.6 Flipping and Pitching Special by Rick Morris. These are great, sensitive rods, and this particular model is pretty versatile. In that last video you guys seen on Lake Conroe, I was throwing a jig with a Flipping and Pitching Special. I'll throw the Carolina rig with it. I'll throw my swim bait with it. There's another model, the Okeechobee is a very good Carolina rig model. So again, your rod selection is important to you. You as a consumer, as an angler, you have your choice. There's a lot of great rod manufacturers out there. Again, I can talk about what I like to throw. Be safe on the water, think conservation, and introduce someone to fishing. Alright guys, I hope that helps you. I do enjoy this. It's something that I plan on trying to get better at. And after spending 20 years in the oil business, it's kind of hard to switch gears and really teach people what fishing's about. But I'm gonna try to illustrate my passion as best I can, and try to give you guys that are novice out there the best resources available in terms of the product that I would use, and how I go about rigging. I'll do some rigging quick flips ever so often, so come back, check my channel.